everybody, welcome to Craft a Story. It's Celeste here and thank you so much for stopping by. So Martha I'm going to keep working as I'm talking and explain. You'll figure out what I'm doing as I talk. Martha from her channel's called Martha Makes Art, and she put out a prompt, and the prompt was for birds, and you could do whatever you wanted, as I understand it. And Martha, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the idea, that you could pretty much do whatever you wanted as long as the theme was birds, right? So I've been painting a lot. I'm kind of needed a break. So when I saw Martha's prompt, I thought, oh, I'm actually painting a bird, funny enough. And I thought, man, that'll be a nice break for me, right? So let me see if I can just flick this down to the bottom a little bit. And so I'm going to make some birds, and then I think what I'll do with these little birds is put them on the front of greeting cards when probably should. What about orange? I don't think I've got orange, right? Orange, and then maybe yellow, orange and yellow. So I thought, oh, I love the idea of a challenge, because, you know, as a creative person, and when we get creative, sometimes, especially if we're busy with some other stuff, I get way too focused. I have some of this, sorry about that pretty sharp noise. I have some of this water-based, it's like glitter paint, and I just thought, why not? So you guys might think these do not look like any birds I've ever seen. And yeah, I know. I'm getting there, I promise. So I'm really just going to do my splush. This is my technical art term, splush. I am just going to splush this guy. This color is similar, so I'm just going to use the same fingers. And there will be some colors that mix. This purple's probably going to be okay for me to mix. I'm just going to mix them. I'm just going to mix whatever. See what comes out. That, and then the blue's now going to be not so blue. Let's come back in there and add a little, mix up those colors. All right, so there are the bodies of my birds. Now I'm going to have to go away and let this dry, and because Celeste doesn't know when to stop, she's now gone and done that. Stop, Celeste. All right, I'm going to leave it. So this all has to dry, but when it is dry, we're going to make these look like birds. It's the next morning, and I realized I had put far too much paint on here and it was taking too long to dry. So I was forced to leave it overnight. But I think once it was dry, I started playing because I couldn't help myself. I've already done this little chappy and this one, and slightly differently, and I'll explain and then I'll do one. So this one is just with paint, and this one I did a little sort of stick-on magic. The little beak over here is done. I have a party hat, and I decided just to cut the one little tip off, well, actually was that end, cut the little end off to make a beak over here for this little chappy, and just pasted it on with some googly eyes. This one I painted, so I'm going to paint one. I think my paint bottles here are making a bit of shadow, so let me move it off to the side. And then for this one, the legs I painted on, and for this one I used a Uni Posca paint pen to do the little legs, and of course googly eyes. Yeah, I've got some are they moving? Yeah, Can you see that one's big eye moving? There we go. So I used googly eyes as well, and there's some leftover of the party hat that I that I cut up. So let me get my chair in here and get settled down, and we can work on this little pink one. And one of the reasons I went with the gold over here is because I realized that I had made these two, the yellow and the orange. Now how do I put a yellow or orange beak? It's not going to show up, right? So I did a little googling and birds actually can have red beaks, black or brown. And then I thought of a crow, and I thought, well, yeah, of course, you know, crow has a black beak. That makes sense. I think eagles have brownish, sort of beigeish beaks. I don't know of a bird that has a red beak, but they out there. So all right, so I can either, you know, I think I'm just going to do what I did with that pink one over there. I'm just going to, these Liquitex basic acrylic, okay, it's a bit of a mess here. I'll take off some of this gunky stuff. And I'm just going to kind of plop down some of the white. There's one, maybe I'll come a little higher over there, and then I can just take my paintbrush, bring you guys down, and you'll see. Just take my paintbrush and just kind of move it around so it's a little more spread out for the eyes, like that. And you'll see they are not aligned, and that is on purpose because I want these birds, I want my birds to kind of look a little confused and a little, you know, a little Mad Hatter type. And so let's do that here too. 1, 2, maybe a little extra paint on that one. I'll do googly eyes on this little chappy, and we'll do some painted eyes here. Okay, so that is my white paint done, and on this one, spread it out just a little bit. I'm just kind of round motions like so, and with that one as well. And I was trying to think, you know, what can I do with these? I mean, there's the obvious, some obvious thoughts would be to cut them out, put them on the front of a greeting card. And then I thought, well, what if I'm able to cut it out round the corners and pop a little hole, make them into gift tags. And then I thought if I had made these a little smaller, maybe they could have been name tags or placemats on a table, a party table. I'm going to just take some of my black. Don't know if I've got enough. I'm going to just see if I can get a little extra. Let me get. I don't think I'm going to be able to put enough on my brush just from the lid. So let me close this up and pour a little bit out into, don't need much, out like this. Yeah, and then I thought, well, maybe there could have been like a placemat, name tag on a party table. And then I was going more the party theme, and I thought, oh, maybe you see how I make them different, and that way they kind of have that goofy look. It's so funny. I really should stop laughing at myself and my own jokes, because I think I sound a little deranged. But if you've watched any of my videos, you might be used to it by now. Okay, all right, so I'm just taking a little bit of black paint, and just whilst the white is wet, it's just accepting the black in the middle if I'm careful. All right, so that is done. Now for the legs on this little guy, I think maybe I'll just go with the brown again. I've just got a regular raw umber brown. It's the only brown I have, so it's gonna have to work. It's kind of like a greeny brown. It's got that sort of olivey brown. All right, so I'm just gonna go maybe straight down. Let's give it a bit of a curve on the leg, and maybe this leg just comes straight down across one of her feathers that's falling off, and then they've got little toes. There we go. Apart from a beak, she's done. Let me move stuff up so I can move my painting up, and you can see the next one's little legs going on. Let's see, maybe these little legs are just straight, little stubby legs. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. Yeah, and did I mention that I think these could be invitations? I don't know if I did. I'm so kind of sort of thinking about what I'm doing. But yeah, maybe, you know, maybe they can be invitations, party invitations. So a couple of different ideas. Wall hangings, guys. I was thinking, oh, sorry, I didn't have that high enough. I apologize. Maybe you could frame these. They could be kind of cute, especially if you had maybe like 3 in a row. Maybe like that could be kind of cute, right? All right, so it's now time for a beak, and I think I'm going to do a black beak on this one. Let me just shake this up a little bit and get some of that water off. All right, so it's just a little triangle, nothing fancy. So I'm going to go straight across, and oh, Kaya is barking. The cats must have walked past our front door. She hates the cats. I don't know why. I think it's just territorial. Kaya is a little Yorkie. Her attitude does not match her size, because she is, no, let me do a black on the yellow one, and I'll just come across. Just a triangle, guys. This is such a super easy little project. And I know I've missed this one. Let me take the orange now. Oh no, let me do yellow, little yellow beak. I maybe should have taken my red out and given her a red beak, but I didn't. So let's do like that. Okay, so let me do a yellow beak here. Is she in? Yeah, there she is. I think it'll show up on the pink. Yeah, I think so. I might have to do a second coat, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. So Martha, if you're watching, thank you for this prompt. This has been so much fun. And I can see myself doing quite a few more of these, maybe on a canvas this time, just as a maybe with, you know, if I painted the canvas black at the back and did something nice and bright like this, I think that could be really cute. So I think I'm going to get my glue out. I'm trying to pick up one of these guys. Let me see. Ah, there we go. Okay, so if I put that down and then maybe a bit smaller, I think. Where is my scissors? Here it is. Hazy from Hazy Crazy Art was talking about all these pretty, I think it was Hazy, I'm pretty sure it was Hazy, he was talking about these pretty scissors that she had seen on Temu, and she's banned herself. She's banned herself from Temu. This is the one that I picked up from Temu. I really love it. They're just so pretty. I think the one she saw, she said, was in the shape of a swan, and they're kind of this iridescent colors. They are super pretty. I was actually thinking of buying a few as gifts. They're nicer. They're really inexpensive, and would make a really nice gift for anybody who is crafty. My niece is very creative, and I think it could be a nice little gift for her, although she has to fly here, so I don't know if that's, oh, I suppose she can put it in her checked luggage. All right, so let's look at some googlies. Wonder if I should do a smaller, what size googly? I use the bigger googlies for that one. Maybe I can use slightly smaller googlies here. One like that. And then I like using different sizes just because it's that whimsical, excuse me, it's that whimsical, where'd my glue go? Where did my glue? Oh my gosh, it's right here. And I do have my glasses on too. Oh, wait. These googlies, I will put a link in the description of the video for the googly eyes. I don't think they were super expensive at all, and they're tons. I mean, there must be hundreds in that little container. You can see there are who knows how many in here, especially the little ones, right? Tons and tons in there. Okay, let's do a googly up top. And then we'll do a googly, oh, sorry, the sticky needs to come off. Sticky, so, and the stickies come off easy, so you could just stick them on with the glue that's provided. I'm a little bit, I always want to add a little extra glue. It's just my thing. Okay, where is that brown? I'm going to use my brown Uni Posca pen again, and then I'll just draw in this time. So you guys, if you don't have paint, or if you don't want to use paint, or you don't feel like you know, sometimes I get the shakes, and probably because I have too much coffee sometimes. And then it's just for finer work like this, maybe easier to use a paint pen. There we go. All right, our birds are done. I think for some of them with the lighter colors, like this one with the orange beak, I did give it a bit of a black background. I did the same with the piece that I pasted on. Maybe for these ones with the darker beak, I might want to either come in with a, oh, I wonder if I should come in with a gold. Let me grab my gold. This is my Acrylic metallic gold paint. So it's made by a company called Rich Art, and it's sold in the dollar stores. I was hoping I could buy directly from Rich Art. I looked them up and I don't think I can. It didn't look like they had an option, but I'm giving these little birds a nostril. That is still a bit wet, so I'll have to wait. This one here, it's going to get a little gold nostril. And when that one is, should I try? I can try. It did work. Great. I don't think it shows up very well, so I might want to put a black little nostril in there. But you guys, for the most part, our little birds are ready. I'm just going to have to give them a bit of time to dry. I'll do a little flyby of all of them so you can see them all up close and personal. Get some more of these paint bottles out of my way. There we go. Here is Madam Pink Fluff. Sir Blue a lot. Or should we call him Skyfall? 007. Yeah. Cotton Candy. I'm just coming up with names as I go. Madam Flufferpot. I don't know. You guys can probably think I've lost my marbles. This much is very, very possible. Getting paint bottles out of the way so I can show you. But yeah, must be sunshine, right? Sunshine feathers. Okay, so this one needs a name too, because I mean, can't let him feel left out. So call him Autumn, because of the colors. All right, you guys, well, there is my little contribution to Martha's May-June prompt for birds. Martha, I hope you liked the video. I know a little goofy but fun. Okay, see you next time. Thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye.